welcome back to Talking Tools. Today we're going to talk about a different kind of tool. It's I still call it a tool, but it's more of a speaker. It's the kind of tool that helps you enjoy yourself whilst you're doing your job or whatever it is you're up to. I think it's pretty important to have some, good music going when you're doing stuff. Helps things moving along nicely. So today's one, this is my Makita Bluetooth speaker. It is the DMR200 model. It is just a Bluetooth speaker. There's no other radio or anything like that incorporated into this model. It has a little auxiliary input, like a headphone jack style input there. So you can plug in, I don't know, old iPod or whatever kind of thing you got there. But obviously its main thing is Bluetooth. So that's going to be talking to any of your, modern mobile phones, all that kind of stuff, and playing whatever you've got on that through this. It also has a USB port on the side, which is really cool because that actually, you can plug your phone into that and charge it at the same time from the battery. And speaking of batteries, so this thing is really clever. It actually has a nice little pop-up handle there, and it has this like clip. Unclip that, bring it down. Inside there, you have the battery. Now I've got an 18-volt battery in there at the moment, but this thing will actually take the 12-volt batteries as well, which is really cool. So there's a lot of new Makita tools that now have the smaller battery as well, which you can use in here. So that's really cool. One thing though I've looked at in the specs online for this thing is it actually has a higher volume if you use an 18-volt battery. So I would use that for sure. But it's really nicely done here. It's all like seamed. It's like a rubber seal kind of seam thing going on here. So when it closes up, it's like really nice and it's concealed. This has a IP64 sort of weatherproof rating. So that's a pretty good rating. So you can take this, a little bit of rain and stuff's not really going to hurt it too much. Dust and stuff like that's not a problem. So you can use this for all kinds of things. You could take this fishing or camping. I don't see why you couldn't put this in your boat, take it fishing or whatever. But it's great for obviously the job site and other jobs you're doing around the home, that sort of thing. It's a really good size, I reckon. It's like you can see there. I'm going to get my other Makita radio here. This is like the traditional ones. I'm sure everyone's seen one of these before. This design's been out for quite some time. And this thing is big compared to that one. This little guy here. It's a good little size difference. This one's way better for carrying around, moving around, doing things. And let's face it, nowadays, all your mobile phones and stuff have apps to listen to the radio anyway. So you can just listen to your radio station through this anyway. You can see in the camera there as well, this has got like behind the grill there. Can you see that? There's like a nice sort of woofer and then a separate tweeter over here. It actually has a 100mm woofer and a 36mm tweeter. And the sound quality of this is definitely a lot better than these ones. It's really noticeable, especially with like the warmer, nice bassy sort of sounds in music. It really comes through on this, whereas this sounds just a little bit more tinny and just the sound quality of this sounds cheaper. This sounds closer to like, sort of like your home Bluetooth speaker you might have inside. I'd say it's on par with a lot of ones that you could buy actually, and it's tougher and works great. It's a great unit. You just got the little controls on the top there for like syncing it. The volume control, you can skip songs and pause it and stuff like that, which is super handy. Another really cool thing about this radio, this Bluetooth speaker, is this little flap at the back here. So down here, when you've got your phone connected, you don't necessarily have to have your phone, you don't want to have your phone in your pocket necessarily, you don't want to keep it in your tool bag. So if you've got it synced up to this and you're playing your music, this little bit down here actually pops open, and it's like a nice little, it's even got padding in there. You put your phone inside there, or whatever device it is, close it up, and it's just nice and safe and concealed, and it's really close to the speaker, so it has the Bluetooth reception and everything's all synced up and nice and sweet. And it keeps the phone safe, and you can just pick it up and everything stays inside there and just move it to wherever you're going. It's fantastic. Another really cool thing about this is you can just plug it into the wall. It has a spot here. You can just use a power cord that it comes with to, you know, play it all day. And that way, when you've got it synced up and you've got your phone connected with a cable, you know, you can charge and everything at the same time, which is really cool. The one thing I will say though, which I reckon they should have thought about, that USB port would have been cool for charging, if they had somehow integrated it into the storage bit here, so that you could actually put the phone on charge and then pop it away inside here, close it up, and have it all protected and charging all at the same time as listening to the music as well. That would have been really cool. But nevertheless, it's still there. You still can charge your phone. It has the options to do that, so it's still really good. Yeah, the overall price, like, comparison is I think this one is probably a little bit cheaper than this. This one is 149 Australian dollars, and that seems to be pretty standard across the board at all the shops I looked at when purchasing it. The $149 as it is, no battery or anything, no charger, just the skin. But for $149, it's a pretty good Bluetooth speaker, considering that it's kind of like, it's got a good water sort of resistant rating. It's really sturdy. It's got a good amount of sound, good sound quality. Perfect for, like, you know, for camping or fishing or just hanging out on the beach or doing whatever you want with it, really. I mean, it can go, it's big enough and light enough to go everywhere. It weighs 3.3 kilos, and that's with a battery inside of it. So that's pretty good as well. That's a good amount. This one weighs probably a bit more than that, being a bit bigger, obviously. And you know what, this thing, they say, Makita says it can run for 39 hours on a 6 amp battery. And I haven't tested that or anything, but I have used it on 3 and 5 amp hour batteries, and it's lasted quite a long time. So that also depends on how you have the volume. Obviously, if you're gonna have the volume up at maximum level, it's probably gonna drain the battery a lot quicker. But overall, the battery use is really good. So I think that's fantastic. Overall, I reckon this is like probably one of the best, if not the best, sort of Bluetooth job work related kind of speaker you can get. There's a lot of similar ones that are a little bit similar size, a little bit smaller, and then there's some which are like heaps bigger, which I think is completely just pointless, really. I mean, some of them are just massive, and they just don't need to be. They just don't need to be. I mean, this one is a really good mix of everything. It's like nice size, great sound quality, good price. I think this is easily one of the best Bluetooth speakers on the market for the tradesman or the, you know, general kind of outdoors kind of person. So there you have it, folks. That's what I have to say about the Makita DMR200. I think it's awesome, and I hope you enjoyed me talking about how much I like this speaker today. Until next time, see ya.